Well, there's no way to say this without pissing off a lot of people, but I'm not going to waste your time. The Vizio P-Series Quantum 2022 is not really that good of a TV, and you should just keep looking. This is honest, so if you've heard from some other reviewer somewhere that it's great, the reviews are good, you need to understand, and I say this in every one of my videos, if you're new here or maybe you're returning, please listen to the following words I'm about to say. YouTube is a business. People are in something called marketing. It's their job to sell you TVs even when they're not great, okay? I'm not here to do any of that. I'm an independently run channel and publication. So the reality is when I tell you something, I'm looking out for you and your best interest, hence the #1 brand in honesty. A name given to me by the subscribers, not myself. And this is a perfect testament of that. I'm going to tell you like this TV has moments where it has some decent things about it, but not very many. And I think when you really look at the market and you look at how much they're asking for this TV for, you're getting ripped off. Okay, let's just dive into the fact that your peak brightness is only 1100 nits. It falls off almost immediately to the point of looking like ABL with how fast the peak highlights plummet to the ground. If that's not bad enough, then input lag is lackluster. It's 20 milliseconds in 2021. What are you going to do with 20 milliseconds input lag versus an LG C1 owner or somebody like, again, a Samsung frame owner, where they have 9.8 milliseconds of input lag? It just seems like, you're getting more with other companies for a lot less than what this is coming out at. And I don't know when Vizio decided to start charging big boy prices, but they're not at the big boy level yet. And again, that might piss off some people, but the truth is their processing isn't there. Their motion is so fundamentally jerky and juddery that even when you turn on motion processing, that doesn't fix it 100%. That's not all. That's not where it stops, right? It gets even worse because let's say you want to use the smart apps. The user interface is clunky, very slow to load things in and out. I had audio issues. Okay, where with PS5, I plugged in my system into the thing, and I'm trying to enjoy the game, 4K 120 hertz. Yeah, that wasn't happening so much for me. I had some VRR issues. I had a weird green box that went around the framing of the television. I don't know what the hell that was all about. It was very weird. I was able to reset the TV and the feature fixed itself. Wonderful, but that's some bullshit, right? Okay, and then there's the aspect of audio, like I was saying. Audio was laggy. There were massive audio sync issues. I mean, the level of audio synchronization issues that I faced were so big that I honestly don't even know how people deal with it. I mean, I had to reboot the TV multiple times, and I really, like, at the end of the day, it just doesn't really feel like they're taking this seriously. Now, they can blame, what's going on in the world that has been going on for the last 2 years at this point, probably the next 10, okay? But that's not an excuse for producing products that are rushed, that are just not finished. I would rather them come out with nothing at all than what they did this year, because this year, it's pretty lackluster. Out of the box, it's pretty impressive when you're looking at store demos and you see peak highlights of 1100 nits, not realizing that after you test it and after you watch multiple content pieces, it's going to fall off almost immediately. And again, one of the things that really bugged me the most is its upscaling capabilities. It's not very good at it. I mean, a lot of stuff really does look a little overly jerky, and I think, again, like I'm saying with the motion, those are the things you're going to notice the most. Now, I could go in and do some ultra technical review, but there's no point. We know a bad TV when we see one, right? And this isn't a bad TV, but it damn sure isn't a good one, and it definitely isn't a TV worth this kind of money. I think maybe if this was a $500 TV, this would be an awesome deal and a great steal, but right now, for what they're asking for, it's just not ideal. Local dimming doesn't even work the way it's supposed to, in the way that when you're using local dimming, the black levels just kind of do whatever the hell they want. When you're on high, it basically gives you gray black sometimes, which is mind-boggling, considering the contrast ratio is actually pretty good. From my measurements, I got, it was like over 7,000 with 7,000 to 1 without local dimming, and with local dimming it was over 11,000 to 1. Hypothetically speaking, this should be one of the best TVs for black levels ever, but it's not. It's very inconsistent. Now, that's not to say black levels don't get good. They do get dark and they get decent, but I really honestly feel like the Hisense U8G, the LG C1, the TCL R646, these are better options for less money. And yes, I say less money because if you're buying an OLED, I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to hit sale prices. So I feel like you can find even a used one for about the same price as this TV after a while. I don't know, man. I really went into this being optimistic, as this was a fresh canvas. They had no room to mess up, and they got it so very wrong. And I feel like if you're somebody that really loves Vizio, then you're going to be very triggered by what I say. I'm going to be a clown to you. I'm going to get hit with a lot of labels. That's a thing that people like to do when they get their feelings hurt about TVs. But none of that's going to change the fact that Vizio isn't bringing their best. And at the end of the day, that's what we need to care about. Because if technology is supposed to be advancing every year, they keep charging these ridiculous prices. You know, Vizio's now comfortable charging over $1,000 for a TV, okay? Vizio, the Walmart brand, for Christ's sake, and they still have all the buggy, glitchy crap that made them crap to begin with. And I really get in my feels over this, because it's like, if you're going to start acting like you're one of the top competitors, be a top competitor. And this year, again, Vizio has not shown up. So I'm sorry to break that bad news to somebody who maybe was looking forward to this TV. This might have been on your list. You can go ahead and cross it off. Ask me questions down below, or stop by a live stream. Stop by the website at quantumtvblog.com. Ask me questions. I'll do what I can to help you out, but this is not it. That being said, won't waste any more of your time. You kind of have the final read here at Quantum TV. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, the #1 brand in honesty, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later.